If Annie and Peeta had both died, Finnick and Katniss would have ended up together.
No.
Yeah.
That's my answer. No.
Yeah, why don't you justify that no?
Finnick would be so tortured, there's no way. I mean, so would Katniss, but I think, no. No. It's not happening.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is Prim still dead in this version?
No, she married Gale. Prim married Gale.
I
It was a Little Women scenario. That's what happened.
Well, if Prim is still dead, I think that there could be, not a romance, but like an out of necessity companionship that could happen.
I could see a companionship, but not a romance.
Not a romance. Never
yeah.
a romance.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more likely companionship that would result from Peeta dying would be a Katniss-Gale companionship. I'm not sure if they would ever, fall in love. I don't think Katniss would ever really fall in love with him. I don't think there would ever be a romance between them, but I could see them, living together. I don't think that Gale would have left if Peeta had died. I think he would have probably stayed maybe in District 12 or, I don't know, though. I'm not sure.
I could see this happening just because, Finnick, he does seem to have a thing for emotionally scarred women. And Katniss does fit that description. And he's kind of a supporting figure for these wounds. And, look, they both would have been heartbroken. I could have seen it beginning as two people grieving and kind of consoling each other. And then one day it sort of develops into a little bit more, and then suddenly it's a torrid love affair of the likes of District 4 and 12 have never seen before. And by the way, this merits mentioning. You do realize, since there was so little contact between districts, that it would be a pretty major deal in the first place to have two people from different districts even get involved together. Sort of like, mail order brides or something like that, along those lines. Rare. What do you think? How many truly mixed district marriages are there in Canada?
Probably none until after the rebellion.
Right. So
unless they escaped out.
Right. I'm just saying, it's a really interesting thing to think about. Like that, would that be frowned upon, do you think, by Can-Am culture? Just saying.
I don't think it would be frowned upon. I just don't think it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would both be so scarred and by everything that even seeing each other on a somewhat regular basis through whatever means would be almost impossible, because they'd see each other, their mind would automatically go back to the past, and it would just hurt too much. And so they wouldn't really have a relationship to that level at all. They'd probably barely speak.
I definitely, look, I'm not trying to argue with you on that, Shylah. I definitely see where you're coming from. But what about, 5 years later? It's a lot of time could pass.
No. I think, no.
I don't think Finnick, for Finnick, it was always Annie. I don't think that he would ever be with anyone else.
But people do remarry. It's not like it's a crazy thought.
Well,
that sort of
people
thing.
do, but we're talking about Finnick, though. In Katniss, I think, Katniss, it took her so much to realize who she was in love with. That,
but
and
she also was 16, too, though. She was 16
but I
at
think,
the start.
Yeah, but there's no way I couldn't see Finnick with anyone else. There's just, it's Annie and it's only Annie, and just, vice versa with Annie, now, and there'd be, it's just not, I don't know. I couldn't even wrap my mind around that even possibility.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a romantic, but I want to believe people can find happiness after becoming widows or things not working out. But
I can see some people. I just can't see Finnick.
Yeah, I mean, like someone just said, Finnick and Katniss aren't, the average person. I mean, Katniss is so, I don't know, like someone just said, it took her so long to even just open up emotionally to someone. I don't know if she would ever do that again. After all of this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially considering, how much, it's difficult for her to open up to the idea of love. Aside from anyone from Prim. But yet she still brings people into her family. She doesn't realize she's doing it, but, she starts to care for people and stuff in her own ways, but she gets so attached to these people. And her condition in Mockingjay is because of how attached she gets to everyone. And I think when you get to the end of Mockingjay and what finally brings her out of her her state is Peeta and the Primroses and waking her up to what's really happened and with Buttercup and all this. It's just a major moment that I don't think, if he wasn't there, I don't think I don't know, it would have taken her much longer to come out of everything, I think.
Yeah. Well,
they needed each other.
I mean, I don't know, Adam, I could see maybe Finnick and Katniss, 10, 20, 30 years later, maybe falling in love with another person again, but it wouldn't be with each other, I just think it would be too painful, as someone said earlier.